I reserve the balance of my time at this point.
The gentleman from California reserves. The gentleman from California, Mr. Bilbray, is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I yield myself as much time as I may consume.
Chair recognizes the gentleman.
Madam Speaker, the Constitution of the United States mandates on the federal government the responsibility of holding a census every decade. It's an essential part of our constitutional obligation and actually a building block for our representative form of government. It's also has evolved into a process to be able to assess how federal funds and programs should be distributed. The integrity of the census is so important that over the decades, times have been proposed of how to improve and to secure the census numbers. Today we're actually talking about one aspect of the effort to improve the validity of these numbers and the integrity of the numbers, and that is to do an outreach to the communities of the Native Alaskans and American Indians. These are communities that tend to be more isolated than the general population and tend to be more suspicious of any government action, especially the federal government. And frankly, with the way the federal government has treated these two groups historically, I think we all say a lot of the skepticism of the American Indian and Alaskans are well-founded. But this program is well-based in a proposal to use the traditional respect for elders, the high regard and status of elders in the American Indian community and the Alaskan community, really as a building block to build the understanding that this process is not just important to the federal government, is not just important to the general population, but it's essential to those individuals who reside on Indian reservations and in Alaska. This proposal is actually a great way to be able to bring this message that the census is for you too, even if you're on a reservation. And I think it's a very, very good way of doing it. I got to say, Madam Chair, there are many things that the federal government does that we mean well, but we don't take the time to understand the individuals that we're trying to serve. We don't take the time or make the effort to understand that the federal government too often asks for one-size-fits-all as somehow the perfect answer. This program customizes an approach to reflect those traditional customs and the heritage of our Native American and Native Alaskan populations. I think that the integrity of the census is something that we don't talk enough about, except for when we have scandals and problems of groups and people being involved with it that basically are questionable at the time and put a pale over the entire census process. This process is one that I think we'll be able to look back and say there was a bipartisan effort not to try to manipulate the numbers or the process, but to allow the numbers to actually be true and well-founded. And I strongly support this concept, and I would ask at this time, Madam Chair, you have a speaker? I reserve the remainder of my time.
The gentleman from